What is up, guys? It is Gaming, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to win at Fortnite Battle Royale 50 versus 50 game mode. Now, before we even begin this video, I want to say that if you haven't been playing the Fortnite 50 v 50 game mode, I would highly suggest that you go play it now. It's pretty limited time, and I mean, it's pretty good for what it's worth. It's kind of like the McDonald's McRib. 1 minute it's there, and the next minute it's not, and you can only catch it during certain updates as well as most promotions. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is how specifically to win a 50 v 50, and you might think that it is pretty easy to win one, and it is if you get a skilled team that actually uses the proper teamwork methods. But I'm going to tell you specifically how you can not only get a lot of kills, but also contribute to your team quite well, just as you see me doing now, and get away with, within an inch of your life, but always be able to bounce back and make sure that you're getting the kills and that you're there for the final victory out in the end. So without further ado, guys, let's get it going. Now, I also want to add that if you like videos like this and that you want to see more of these kinds of videos in addition to all kinds of other shit that I do on my channel, consider dropping me a sub if you like the content. Let's jump right in with rule number one. What I'm going to say here is that you're going to want to stay independent in the beginning and then help in the end. I say this because in the beginning, as you know, a lot of people don't play 50 v 50 very cooperatively. They like to go into whatever place you're going. They like to take all the guns that they can possibly take, and a lot of the times they take all the loot for themselves even if they don't need it. And this being said, in the beginning you're going to want to try to land in a place by yourself or be as greedy as you can and get what you need, and then help out and come in for support at the end, because it just goes without saying in this game, especially with the amount of people playing it these days, that you can't try to be the nice guy in the beginning because you'll get screwed over and will end up leaving out with nothing. And it's quite obvious that we all know that if you go to the field without gear, you will die horribly, alone. Now, number two is quite obvious, but it's something that a lot of people forget to do because they're so worried about getting to the battlefield. You're definitely going to want to worry about weapons upgrades. The fact of the matter is that if a person has a SCAR and you have a blue assault rifle, the odds are with the added range and damage of a SCAR, especially with headshots, you're not going to be able to beat them. It would help you a lot more if you just upgraded weapons and made sure that you continuously got what you needed from the battlefield or got it from looting in the beginning, depending on where you drop. Upgrading weapons is essential because if you don't have the right gear, you might not be able to save your teammates, or vice versa yourself. And I would say that that's almost as important as getting the proper amount of materials and resources towards the beginning. Now, alternatively, if you don't have the time to do such a thing, and as you can see right now on the video that you're looking at, I have a common burst. When I have a lot more options available, it's fine if you don't have the time or you can't afford the time to do that, but it's just the fact that if you have the chance and you see loot falling down, you should probably grab it and make sure you upgrade, because I actually get fucked later in this match, and it's not fun to get fucked in Fortnite. I think we're all aware of that at this given point in time. Now, this next one is actually quite obvious, but I know it's going to be hard for a lot of players to accept because everyone has different playstyles in Fortnite, but I would highly suggest that you don't push the circle. Now, a lot of people do prefer the rushing playstyle, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you can rush, you should go ahead and do it. But the fact of the matter is, in 50 versus 50, even if you go in with 40 people, which is actually about 80% of your team, you can all still get slaughtered by a few guys who got lucky with their weapons that they got, such as grenade launchers or rocket launchers, and just die straight up. It's not worth it, and you actually waste a lot of time as far as your team's numbers and the potential damage that you could have done if you'd actually stayed together in bigger numbers. We're actually going to get into the next point that I'm about to give in a minute, because staying together in bigger numbers isn't always better, of course. But don't push the circle, stay behind, get some good loot, and try to get some snipes from the outside of the battlefield. It's not always necessary to jump in balls deep. Now, this next one may be just as shocking as the last one, because like I said, everyone does play Fortnite differently, but in this case, I'm going to say don't group up. Now, group up means that you're in a big herded cattle type situation with a whole bunch of other people as far as your teammates. You don't want to have more than 10 people in a general space together that are crunched up. This makes it easy for someone to get a rocket launcher kill. This makes it easy for somebody to run through with a pump shotgun or an automatic or an LMG and just wipe you guys the hell out. And overall, I would say that it is incredibly stupid to do, because you can't come back from that. Once they get started on your asses, you're pretty much done. I would suggest that you guys stay a little bit thinner than that. I mean, and that means spaced out from your teammates, but close enough to help them if need be. And also, it just helps when you don't group up in big ass structures or the same buildings as well. Stay within decent range of each other long enough to maybe heal each other and support each other in gunfights, but not so close that everyone can get hit by the same attacks or by the same weapons. The last piece of advice that I want to give for Fortnite Battle Royale is to let your body take over. Now, this might seem incredibly weird, weirder than all the things I've done in in the past, or that I've said in the other parts of this video, in fact, but letting your body take over can actually be a very good way to loosen up and let your body make its own decisions. Now, this might sound like Ultra Instinct Goku from Dragon Ball Z, and it kind of is, because of the fact that in Fortnite, when you let your body make critical decisions on its own without you actually thinking too much, and you simply fill out the game and do what you need to do at the specific time you need to do it instead of trying to plan, your body's able to react faster, and not only that, more accurately to the situation at hand. So just loosen up, and overall, guys, have fun. Remember, at the end of the day, Fortnite is just a game. You do fight to win, but at the same time, you're only fighting to get the enjoyment out of the game itself. It doesn't matter if you win or lose at the end of the day. It just matters that you played and that you had fun. Because if a game is making you angry, it's probably not a game for you to play anyway. Anyway, guys, this has been Gizmo Gaming. This is how you win at Fortnite Battle Royale, 50 versus 50. This is mostly my opinions in here. If you have other opinions or you think that I could have done something better in this video, please let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to subscribe, like I said, if you did enjoy the content. And if there's anything else you guys would like, you can always tell me in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter for updates and things like that, and also consider joining the fan Discord for other updates. And I will see you guys in the other world. Bye, guys.
Niggas pocket watching. I want that dish, that menage. I bought a franchise to double up the profit. We make a landslide, chopper get the poppin'. Elliot got me rocket. Plug socket, chicken teriyaki. Take out rocket, keep them in pocket. Water gon' lock it. Quadruple the profit.